Yo, what's up, YouTube? What's up, fellas? What's up, sisters? What's up, ladies? What's up, brothers? So, I just want to chop it up. For a couple years, I would hear people say, you know, when you hear how relationships go bad, and they'll make the statement, they'll say, the common denominator is you. In all the relationships that go bad, the common denominator is you. And I would always hear that. I will always hear that. And I'm like, what? The common denominator is me. They the ones that was an idiot, or they the ones that was tripping. I was straight. I was cool. And for a while, I couldn't get it, but I wanted to understand when they would say the common denominator is you. All the relationships that go bad, one thing that was the same is you. You were the one that was in the relationship with all those people. And I'm like, I'm a good man. What the hell? They was the ones that was tripping. You know what I'm saying? When you had those type of thoughts. So I really just had made time to break it down to myself. Like, what if I'm the common denominator? Then what was the same thing that I was doing in those relationships that didn't work? And what I came up in my own personal life, and the airplane go by because I want to speak low, so I won't aggravate any animals or my neighbors. And I'm sipping on some tea and some water before I go to sleep, get some rest to get back up and do it all over again. And it's wonderful outside. It's beautiful outside. Just finished my workout, took care of all my business for the day, and I'm wrapping up this last video. I gave myself a goal on how many videos to drop today. I'm gonna wrap this up and be done for the day. But back to the common denominator, and I'm like, what is the common denominator of all the relationships that have been wrong? And me just being honest with myself. And let me make this disclaimer: chew the fruit, spit the seeds. You get something out of it, that's cool. Stuff that you don't like, you don't want to hear, spit the seeds, keep it moving. Reason why I say chew the fruit, spit the seeds, because I don't eat flesh. So I came up with that. That's pretty dope, huh? Yeah. So, people say chew the meat, spit the bones. But anyways, the common denominator, I'm like, what's the common denominator in my relationships? I'm cool. I had good intentions towards these people and all that. And for me personally, and hopefully this will help you start to understand when people make that quote, the common denominator is you. And for me personally, I was like, if I'm the common denominator and these relationships didn't work, and I did good, they just tapped out for no real reason. And the common denominator is each relationship I compromised. And they're like, the women were in positions where I didn't want to be with a woman in that position. Didn't want to be with a woman with children. You know what I'm saying? And that's a whole nother story that I'm gonna chop it up for these, especially these young men, and some of you older men need to hear it. I'm gonna do a video on I'm gonna call it "Say Goodbye to the Nice Guy," because we've been raised to be nice guys, and we be getting our butt handed to us. And not to say that we're just nice guys that we get ran over, because we just are respectful. We learn to love our people. We learn to love people, and so we are able to pull people up. That's what I mean by nice guy. And some of these people don't deserve to be pulled up. Some of them have to suffer, and there's scriptures concerning that. Sometimes when you help somebody that the Most High is punishing, He'll punish you on behalf of you stepping in the way of their punishment. It's deep like that. So I've always, when I was dating and stuff like that, it was always women who were just like college graduates, young professional women, just bachelorettes, no children, no nothing, you know what I'm saying? And then I end up getting into serious relationships with women who end up having children. And I love kids, you know what I'm saying? Love children. So it never was a big deal for me. And once upon a time, I was married before, and the woman had children. And the children, I had loved the children. The children were really cool, had a great relationship with the children and all that type of stuff. But the woman, the relationship failed. You know what I'm saying? The relationship failed. And I'll leave it like that for this time and season in life, as far as the video is concerned. So I told myself I would never do that again. Never, ever do that again. But being that I'm such a loving person, I love loving, I love life. I've always been hopeful, you know what I'm saying? And that's always been my character. I've always been a caring, loving, inspiring person from the rip. Even when I was in the streets long ago, I always was a loving person. So I figured that, you know, I could, sometimes, it's a stupid philosophy, but sometimes you think that you can love a person into loving you the way that you deserve to be loved. You just love them, be patient, and you know, you'll get to where you need them to be. Don't ever do that. If they're not behaving the way that you need them to be from the rip, let them go. And that was the common denominator. The common denominator was that I had compromised and I accepted women in my life that I should have never even considered. That was the common denominator. And when you compromise on a level where you know that you're better and you don't deserve and you shouldn't be in certain relationships, you lowering your standards in hope for a certain result. But when you lower your standards, you're also stepping down to a lower vibrational human being. Yep. Because there's no reason for you to have to lower your standards when you have built yourself up and made yourself of such value. Why would you go backwards and embrace somebody who doesn't have the value that you have in hope that you can bring them up to value? That's not how that works. It's not how it works. Everything in life that is of value, most people have earned it. And for you to put yourself in a position and then just give yourself or help give a person a certain level of life that they've never earned or that they've mistreated, and now you roll out the red carpet and you lower your standards, you're gonna suffer for that. You're gonna suffer for that. And the common denominator that I experienced was being hopeful, being ignorant to the fact of female nature, and certain knowledge. So when people say, oh, all the relationships failed, the common denominator was you. In my case, the common denominator was me, that I kept lowering my standard, and lowering your standard makes you embrace a lower vibrational person. And there's no way you should have to lower your standard. You should rethink that. And where I'm at today in my life, like, I've elevated so many ways. Even when it comes to my diet, I don't eat flesh. I haven't eaten flesh in almost 2 years now. And I cannot be in a relationship with anybody who eats flesh. So guess what? That cuts out a whole lot of people for me to even entertain. And that's one of the points I want to make. It cuts out a whole lot of people for me to even entertain. And I can't go back because of, it's not because I'm like, oh, I'm this vegan or I'm this, that, and the other. No, it's because of my studies, my constitution, my beliefs, things that have been revealed to me, the importance of why I shouldn't eat flesh. Now, what I look like to accept for comfort, to sit there and know that the harmful aspects of eating flesh, allow the woman that I care for to eat flesh, accept that when I know the harmful effects, the spiritual effects that it has. No, we wouldn't be equally yoked. We wouldn't be on the same page. So as my evolution, it shortens the circle of women that I could even entertain. And let's go back years. If I would have had that understanding, like my evolution then, even not even on the flesh, but just on my intelligence alone, should have shortened my circle of the women I would entertain. But instead, I would reach back down to try to pull them up, and it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You have to deal with a person on your level, and if you don't have a person on your level, then you must continue to wait. You must continue to be patient. Because when you go back down, you're literally going back down, and these people will play the game as if they're trying to come up, or if they're trying to be on your level, but it's just a game to most women. They just want to be there for the ride, to enjoy certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to deal with a woman on your level. Deal with a woman on your level, and if she's not completely on your level, that she's so pure in heart, or that she's willing to follow your lead, and you would have to test that. You would have to have enough wisdom to test that. You know what I'm saying? Through her actions. So I finally understood what it meant by you're the common denominator when things don't go right. And hopefully this will help you into starting to think about you being the common denominator and what it is that you've been doing and experiencing throughout these years in relationships that's got you stagnant, where you just accepting. What about you needed to change in order for you to have the desires of your heart, or in order for you to live a more fruitful life? I needed to change and be willing to just accept that, you know what, I can't rush. I can't be like, oh, I'm gonna guide her, I'm gonna walk her through this thing, and you know what I'm saying, and I'm gonna be patient. No, you gotta be on point now. You gotta be on point now. You have to have a whole bunch of qualities that I have now for me to entertain you, or I will be wasting my time, and you will be wasting your time because you know better. And you would just have to have faith and endurance to not compromise. We compromise when we get too impatient. We get too impatient. We start to compromise and just settle and just experience, and then you looking at the person like, damn, I could have did better. You know you could have did better. But now you wrapped up. You probably had a child with that person, or you in a contract with that person, or marriage with that person, and you're like, damn, I should have just waited. Just be patient. Be patient. Think about it. Something to think about. I finally understood, like, oh, I'm the common denominator. The common denominator is I've been settling because this person has some of the small characteristics, or they're willing to learn. So I'm feeding them and I'm stuffing them with all this knowledge, and it's not really who they are. It's not really who they are or what they're about. So that's why you would have to put yourself in the circles of people that already have the same type of convictions, understandings, so that you can meet people who are already walking the way that you walk. Have the convictions, the beliefs, the practices, the disciplines that you have, so that you guys can walk together. Think about it. I'll highlight you later.